Hello friends, welcome to Machine Learning the Future course. So we are looking at artificial neural networks. And in the last part we have seen the theoretical concept which is behind the artificial neural networks and various steps which are required to train an artificial neural networks. So let's begin our machine learning model creation. Before that, let me introduce the data set. So our data set will be a data set of a bank, which is in this case around 10,000 entries, and bank has been observed that their customers are living at a very high rate and they want to know the exact reason for that. So they have taken 10,000 samples from the last 6 months and they have measured everything that they know about the customer. The ID, the name, gender, age, balance, credit card or not, is the active member or not, what is the estimated salary, and the last column is the exited, whether the customer has left the bank or not in the last 6 months. So these are the samples which will be our data set, and the time period is for 6 months, and the exited equal to 1 tells that the person has left the bank in that 6 months, and equal to 0 means that the person has not left the bank. So our work is to tell the bank which of the customers are the highest risk of leaving the bank with respect to our artificial neural network. So this is our use case and this is our data set. So let's begin our machine learning. So for that, let's open Spider. So this will take some time. So here we are. We have opened the Spider terminal over here and we'll begin our machine learning for artificial neural networks. So let's begin. So before going forward with our artificial neural networks, we need to install three important libraries. As you can see here now, TensorFlow and Keras. So these are the three important libraries which we need to install before going forward for our artificial neural networks, because this will be required for creation of our model, machine learning model for artificial neural networks. So what is Theano? So Theano is the open source numerical computation library which is very fast for fast numerical computation. So it can run on CPU as well as on GPU. TensorFlow is seen the open source numerical computation library which is used for research and development in deep learning technology, and the Keras library is based on both Theano and TensorFlow. So we'll be basically using Keras in our practicals, but it is based on Theano and TensorFlow. So kindly install all those libraries before moving forward. So you can just Google it out because it's very easy to install those libraries in your Anaconda environment. So after installation of all those three libraries, we'll start our machine learning model. Now let's decide what is our independent variable and what is our dependent variable. So as you can see, this will be our dependent variable. And let's decide which are the independent variable which will have an impact on the customer living. So as you can see, the customer ID won't make any kind of impact, neither the surname. The credit score, yes, it can. Geography, yes. Gender, age, tenure, balance, number of products, has credit card, estimated salaries. So all these are dependent variables which can have an impact on the customer living. So let's use that for our matrix of features. So quickly go to our quickly take a classification model to just copy it the template out here. So the classification template, let's use this template over here. Let's copy this template completely until the confusion matrix, and let's paste it in our columns. So yes, we have done that. Now in our data set, before moving forward, we need to set a working directory. So let's go to a working directory, which will be ANN folder over here. So as you can see in the file explorer, we have our data set, and we can quickly change the name of this CSV file to data set. And as you can see, what will be your dependent variable? It will be column 0, 1, 2, 3. From column 3 to column 13. So it will be the 12th column, but will the upper variable will be set as it will not be counted. So it will be 3 to 13. And what will be a vector of dependent variables? It will be 30 dot values. So this is set. Importing the libraries is done. Importing the data set is done. The next step will be feature scaling and all, but before that we need to take care of the categorical data. So for that, let me just use let's use this data classification template over here. Data be processing, wherein we have this encoding categorical data. So we'll take this template over here, as we know that this will create a problem with our problem set because we have a categorical data in our data set. So let's use that. Let's quickly look at whether it's everything is set. So this will be 1. So let's quickly change this as well. So as you can see in our data set, if we are taking it from the credit score till this column, everything is variables except this and this. If we start from here, it will be the first and the second column. So that's why we are just importing here the first column. We'll also need to create that for the second column. So we'll just copy this line again and paste it over here. You don't need to print this out. Just properly label it as so that it can be identified as x1. So x is equals to x fit x underscore 1. X underscore 1. The next one will be for x underscore 2, and let's use it over here as well, x underscore 2, and over here it will be second, and here it will be second. So that's it. So that will be taking care of our categorical data, and at last we'll be using the one-hot encoder. We'll be telling that the categorical features one transfer to array, and at last we using something like this. So x is equals to x, and why are we doing that? As we know, we don't want to get fall in the dummy variable issue or the trap, so we always minus one, take one less categorical or a dummy variable. So that's why one less over here. So I think that's it. Now splitting the data into training set and test set. This will be as it is, nothing much over here. If you want, you can change this to less value. Let's use it to 0.2. X train, Y train, X test, Y test. Then feature scaling. Feature scaling will be required and it will remain the same. So that's it. We have initially gone through the data preprocessing phase, and we'll just execute this and see if any kind of error happens over here. Let's wait for the program to get executed. There's some kind of mistake over here. Let me check. So yeah, it has been executed. There's a little mistake. There's a bracket over here, so that's why it is not getting executed. Let me restart the kernel and we'll again execute this entire thing. So yes, so let's execute this till feature skill. So yes, so it has been properly executed, and we'll be seeing the next part of our artificial neural networks in our next series, in our next part of the video. So thank you very much. Hope you are enjoying this video series. Thank you very much. Bye bye.